మరి నేను కూడా పొందడానికి నన్ను ప్రేమించి ఆహ్వానించినటువంటి డాక్టర్ సుకుమార్ గారి కుటుంబాన్ని కూడా ప్రత్యేకంగా నా హృదయపూర్వకమైనటువంటి వందనాలు చెల్లిస్తున్నాను. ఈ సమయంలో ఒక 3 to 4 minutes స్మాల్ గ్రీటింగ్స్ వారికి తెలియచేయాలని నేను ఆశపడుతున్నాను. వివాహంలో మరి నేను కూడా పొందడానికి నన్ను ప్రేమించి ఆహ్వానించినటువంటి వచ్చేసరికి చాలా కళలను కంటూ దాంట్లో చాలా ఆనందాన్ని వారు ఆశిస్తూ అందులోనికి ప్రవేశిస్తూ ఉంటారు. బట్ కొన్ని సందర్భాల్లో మనము అనుకున్నటువంటి రీతిగా అవేమీ అక్కడ లేనప్పుడు చాలా నిరుత్సాహానికి మనం గురవుతూ ఉంటాం. కాబట్టి దేవుడు ఆదిలోనే తన అనాథ సంకల్పములలో చాలా కళలను కంటూ దాంట్లో చాలా ఆనందాన్ని వారు ఆశిస్తూ అందులోనికి ప్రవేశిస్తూ ఉంటారు. బట్ కొన్ని సందర్భాల్లో మనము అనుకున్న ఉన్నాడు. అయితే ఈరోజు మనము చూస్తున్నటువంటి చాలా కుటుంబాలలో అటువంటి ఆనందం కానీ, అటువంటి ఫలాలు కానీ, అటువంటి సంతోషాన్ని కానీ మనం చూడలేకపోతున్నాం. ఈరోజు కుటుంబ వ్యవస్థలో చాలా రకాలైనటువంటి సమస్యలు అనేటువంటివి ఉత్పన్నం కావటము అనేటువంటి మనం చూస్తూ ఉన్నాం. నేను అన్నిటినీ డిస్కస్ చేయను, కానీ మేజర్గా ప్రస్తుత దినాలలో ఈ 21st centuryలో ముఖ్యంగా కుటుంబ వ్యవస్థలో భార్యాభర్తల మధ్యలో వస్తున్నటువంటి కొన్ని మేజర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ రెండింటిని నేను క్రిస్టఫర్, సమీర్ అండ్ వివేక్ తెలియచేయాలని ఆశపడుతున్నాను. కారణం ఏంటంటే పరిశుద్ధ వివాహం ద్వారా జతపరచబడబోతున్నటువంటి మీ కుటుంబం ఆ రీతిగా ఉండకూడదు అనేటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో నేను ఈ మాటలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. సో ఈ రోజుల్లో కుటుంబ వ్యవస్థలో మనం చూస్తున్నటువంటి 2 ప్రాముఖ్యమైనటువంటి విషయాలలో ఒకటి ఏంటంటే ఒకరిని ఒకరు అర్థం చేసుకోలేకపోవడం, ఒకరిని ఒకరు సరైనటువంటి విధానంలో అర్థం చేసుకోలేకపోవడం, అపార్థాలకు వెళ్ళటము అనేటువంటిది చాలా ఫ్యామిలీస్లో మనము గమనిస్తున్నాం. మిస్అండర్స్టాండింగ్ అనేటువంటిది ఇది మీ జీవితాల్లో ఉండకూడదు అని నేను ఆశపడుతున్నాను. రెండవదిగా మనం చూసినట్లయితే అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్, సర్దుబాటు చేసుకోలేకపోవడం, ఒకరిని అర్థం చేసుకోలేకపోవటం, సర్దుబాటు చేసుకోలేకపోవటం, ఈ 2 కారణాలను బట్టి చాలా రకాలైనటువంటి సమస్యలు అనేటువంటివి ఉత్పన్నమవుతున్నాయి. ఎందుకు అర్థం చేసుకోలేకపోతున్నారు? వారికి చదువు లేక కాదు, వారి ఉద్యోగాలు లేక కాదు, వారి కుటుంబ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ సరిగా లేక కాదు. సో ఈరోజు బాగా ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ అయినటువంటి వాళ్ళు, ఉద్యోగాలు చేసుకున్నటువంటి కుటుంబాలు సైతం ఇవేమీ కూడా కనపడటం లేదు. కారణం ఏమిటంటే వారి కుటుంబంలో దేవుడు లేక. మీ కుటుంబం ఫలభరితంగా ఉండాలి అంటే, మీ జీవితాలు దేవునికి మహిమకరంగా ఈ వివాహ వ్యవస్థలో ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలి అంటే, సో మీ జీవితాలలో మొదటి ప్రాధాన్యత దేవునికి ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఇవ్వండి. రెండవదిగా కుటుంబ వ్యవస్థను కట్టినటువంటి దేవుడు ఆ కుటుంబాన్ని ఎలా నడిపించుకున్నప్పుడు అది మీకు సంతోషాన్ని ఇస్తుందో అవన్నీ కూడా రాయించినటువంటి ఏకైక పుస్తకం ఈ పరిశుద్ధ గ్రంథం. సో దీన్ని ఫాలో అయినప్పుడు ప్రతి కుటుంబంలో కూడా ఈ భూమి మీద ఫలవంతంగా ఉంటారు. కాబట్టి మీ ఇరువురి జీవితాలను కూడా మీరు అట్టి రీతిగా కట్టుకొని దేవుడికి మహిమకరంగా ఈ భూమి మీద మీరు ఫలించి అభివృద్ధి చెందాలని ఆశిస్తూ ఈ నా మాటలు ముగిస్తున్నాను. దేవుడు మీ కుటుంబాన్ని బహుగా దీవించి ఆశీర్వదించుగాక. ఆమేన్.
గారికి వందనాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. ఒకటి 2 మాటల ద్వారా
అయితే ఈరోజు మనము చూస్తున్నటువంటి చాలా కుటుంబాలలో అటువంటి
Rebecca and bridesmaid will come to the pulpit area and stand before me. Leave your shoes. Best man and bridesmaid. Come. Come here. Take this. Leave it. Put this book. Good evening, all. We have come together in the presence of God to witness the marriage of Christopher and Rebecca, to ask His blessings on them and to share in their joy. Our Lord Jesus Christ was Himself a guest at a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and through His Spirit He is with us now. Marriage is a way of life that all should honor, and it must not be undertaken carelessly, lightly, or selfishly, but reverently, responsibly, and after serious thought. Now I am supposed to ask you one question. According to the discipline of the church or the law of our land, if any has a just cause why these two young people may not be united in the holy matrimony, you have to express now. Your silence is taken as the judge approval of these two young people marriage. Christopher and Rebecca, listen carefully. The vows you are about to take are to be made in the name of God, who is the judge of all and who knows all the secrets of our hearts. Therefore, if either of you know a reason why you may not lawfully marry, you must declare it now. Christopher, do you have any objection to marrying with Rebecca? Rebecca, do you have any objection to marrying with Christopher? Good. Praise to the Lord. Christopher, will you take Rebecca to be your wife? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and protect her, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live? I do. Rebecca, will you take Christopher to be your husband? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and protect him, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? Good. We praise to the Lord. This time I request the parents of Christopher and Rebecca to come up and charges the girl to hand over the bride groom. Please send across, come and stand. Take the right hand of your foot in this. Send yours. Please. Let us pray. Move on your hands and close your eyes. We praise you, Father, that you have made all things and hold all things in being. In the beginning, you created the universe and made mankind in your own likeness, because it was not good for them to be alone. You created them male and female, and in marriage you joined man and woman as one flesh, teaching us that what you have united may never be divided. And we pray for your blessings on this man Christopher and this woman Rebecca, who come before you as partners and heir together of your promises. Strengthen them with your grace, that they may be witness of Christ to others. And bless the parents of Christopher and Rebecca through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. God bless you. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Congratulations, sir. Please go ahead. Take your space. We come close, facing towards each other. Christopher, what is okay? Looking into the eyes of Rebecca and
I, Christopher, take you, Rebecca, to be the wife, to have and to go from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, and sickness, and health, to love, to cherish, and to protect, treat and sacrifice us, according to God's holy law, and the richness of the Lord.
From this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for in sickness and in health, to love, to cherish, and to protect, till death separates us, according to God's holy law. Right? This is my son.
Okay, what you brought, the sign of marriage, rings. I pledge to the Lord the sign of Weds, Christopher and Rebecca brought golden earrings. Now they are going to exchange the rings. I request Reverend B. Ramesh, Pastor, Living Water MB English Church, to please come forward and pray for the rings.
Let's look to the Lord in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we pray for your blessings on this feast and on the couples who will wear them. As this ring says, circle their fingers, may your divine and constant love encircle their hearts. These rings are merely symbols of the priceless commitment of this marriage covenant, and the blessings and power of the Holy Spirit be upon them. May they travel life together as a family and join together as one. May there be deep sense of belonging to each other, and may these things forever shine as a testament to your love. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I request congregation stand and sing a song, O Perfect Love.
Mangalam Pepper.
Telugu song. Okay. This is our Telugu traditional song. Mangalami Yesunaku Manujava. Repeat. What is? Look it in the eyes of Rebecca and repeat. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring as a sign of our marriage. With my body, I honor you. All that I am, I give to you. And all that I have, I share with you. Within the love of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you.
God bless you. Please be seated. దయచేసి కూర్చోండి. Return to my son and kneel down. I welcome all the pastors in the congregation and at the pulpit to join together in stretching their hands upon the heads of the newly wedded couple. In this time, I request Reverend Christopher Rajendra to lead us in dedicated prayer.
Almighty, living, loving, heavenly Father, bless this husband, Christopher. Bless him as provider. Sustain him in all the pressures that come with the task of stewarding. May his strength be his wife's boast and pride, and may he so live that his wife may find in him the heaven for which the heart of a woman. Bless this wife, Christina, Rebecca. Give her a tenderness that makes her great, a deep sense of understanding, and a strong faith in you. Give her that inner beauty of a soul that never fades, that eternal youth that is found in holding fast to the things that never age. May she so live that her husband will be pleased to reverence her in the shrine of his heart. It is these two people uniting and joining hands to serve you. Give them a great spiritual purpose in life. May they seek first your kingdom and your righteousness, knowing that you will sustain them through all of life's challenges. May they minimize each other's weaknesses and be swift to praise and magnify each other's strength, so that they might view each other through a lover's kind and patient eyes. Help them every day to be kind and gentle, more like you. Give them a little something to forgive each day, that their love might learn to be long-suffering. Bless them, O Lord, and develop their character as they walk together with you. Give them enough hurts to keep them human, enough failures to keep their hands clenched tightly in yours, and enough of success to make them sure they walk with you throughout all of their life. May they never take each other's love for granted, but always experience that breathless wonder. Then when life is done and the sun is setting, may they be found then as now, still hand in hand, still very proud, still thanking you for each other. May they travel together as friends and lovers, brother and sister, husband and wife, father and mother, and as servants of Christ, until you shall return, or until that day when one shall lay the other into the arms of God. This we ask through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, the great lover of our souls. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Yes, please. Garlands, exchange of garlands. This time I request Reverend Dr. J. Sarabhadra to see him who perfect love all humans are transcend. Garlands.
We shall all sing song number 2, O Perfect Love.
Oh,
therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife. That which God has joined together, let not man divide. What are your heads? And this is the blessings of God. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, bless, preserve and keep you. The Lord mercifully grant you the riches of His grace, that you may please Him both in body and soul, and living together in faith and love, may receive the blessings of eternal life. Amen. God bless you, Christopher and Lucas. May I know who is she?
My wife. She's my wife.
He's my husband.
You. Yes. Big God bless you. You were Where is our hand? Where is her right hand? Hold it. Go and sit there carefully. Okay? Always you should be demonstrating. Okay. Go and sit. I praise to the Lord. And this time I am giving to our beloved Reverend Dr. J. Vidyasagar to sing a special song. In this time, I request for witness from bridegroom side 2 and from bride side 2 witnesses. And we have a special song by family members also. Before sharing the word of God, I request Brother Samdas is here, come forward and read the scripture portion. Genesis 2nd chapter, verses from 18 to 25.
Reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verses 18, 21 and 22. And the Lord God said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make and help meet for him." Verse 22. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord had taken from the man, he made a woman and brought her unto the man. Continuing from verse 23 onwards. And Adam said, "This is now my bone of bones and my flesh of flesh, and she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they both were naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed." The Lord added blessing to this reading.
Friends, good evening, and greetings in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's always a great joy to begin any such event with your worship and also honoring the Lord our God. I keep reminding myself and the people that I share with, that since we have gathered in His name, the Lord is in the midst of us. I wouldn't have told you this if He didn't say so. I also want to confirm that I don't know where the Lord is sitting in our midst, but He is here. And in events such as this, and such as a happy occasion such as this, where Tina, I and we of course will refer to as Tina, and Christopher are joined together in precious and holy matrimony. And we want to remind ourselves of this wonderful fact, that this matrimony is designed and instituted by God Himself. Before I share a few things, let me bring greetings from people who are not here, and particularly two of our brothers who live in the US. They would have loved to be here in this very precious moment, but they couldn't be here for different reasons. So I bring you greetings from the two brothers and their families there in the US. I'd also like to bring greetings from our son and daughter-in-law from Australia. They too would have wanted to be here. In fact, probably they are watching this entire streaming live because of today's technology. I'd like to bring greetings also from Jean's family. They also would have liked to be here. So, Tina and Chris, you have many people who are not here, but who are also here. Thank you for the wondrous technology that we have.
Very quickly, let me share a few thoughts which are so precious at moments such as this, and establish for us not a speech, not a sermon, but some very precious principles that we want to remember on a memorable day such as this. One of the things that is said is that we plan for a wedding, but we never plan for a marriage. And it's not just a simple play of words, and I would leave it to the two of you to be able to find out and define the difference between wedding and marriage. Let's go back to the time when the Lord God created man and woman, as we have read. And times like this, we have this precious opportunity to revisit, not just as a ritual, not just as another event, but to actually understand the heart of the Lord and His continuing concern for us, of what He did there. In the book of Genesis, in the first few chapters, everything that is said there, in fact, it is in exactly about 7 times, the Lord says, or the word of the Lord says, that everything that He created was good. And then He says that with everything being good, there's one thing that was not good. So we find that we have a God who continuously assesses Himself, who's continuously at work, who continuously strives for the good and the betterment of mankind. He reminds us and tells us that His faithfulness is new every morning. I keep saying, Lord, your own faithfulness itself is enough. But He continues to work on this new faithfulness. And this God, Lord of ours, says that there is one thing not good. And that one thing not good was that man should be alone. And we find the word of the Lord establishing for us that He put Adam into a deep sleep, and He took out one rib from his side, created woman, and then He brought woman that He called Eve to Adam and presented her to him. How marvelous, how wonderful. So this is a thought that I want to establish with both Tina and Chris. That yes, there were arrangements. Yes, there would have been romance. Yes, there would have been some seeing eye to eye. I'm sure you never looked at each other in the manner that you asked today. And in this particular process, we want to remember and glorify God, Chris, particularly, that He brought Tina into your life and presented her to you. And He continues to do this at every marriage which is holy and which is according to the way that He designed. So wonderful and marvelous on this. I would also want to emphasize and share with you today is this whole concept of one rib. Now the Lord could have taken 2, the Lord could have taken 3 ribs, but He took only 1. To validate and to inform us that there should be and always be just one, in terms that it is an exclusive institution of God. God didn't bring Eve to Adam and say, okay, here's Eve, and here's A, and there's B, or there's C. Okay? And I'm not using names in terms of any sensitivity. But you get the point, that He took just one rib
and establish that marriage has to be with just one. And there is no place for polygamy. There is no place for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 wives that is practiced today. That is the principle and the spirit of the Lord God. It's also very significant that the Lord took the rib from the side of Adam. And that particular rib was not above, nor was it beneath. It was on the side. I remember being in this particular state. I won't name the city. But after a program that I had done, an elderly gentleman walked up to me and said, with great authenticity, he said, "Where is the place of woman?" And I knew that he was coming from a cultural mindset, and probably he was bogged down with this cultural question. So I asked him, I said, "Brother, where did your wife stand when you were getting married?" I didn't wait for an answer. I said, if she was standing in front of you, that's her place. If she was standing behind you, that's her place. Where was she standing? Very quietly he said, alongside. So friends, there is no such thing in terms of man being superior and woman being inferior. In fact, the Lord's word says, in so many words, wives, obey your husbands. But we forget that it is obey your wife, husbands in the Lord. And husbands, love your wives. So it is absolutely marvelous in the sense that there has to be equality and there has to be alongside, and that is exactly what I wish both of you always. No superiority and no inferiority, but absolutely alongside, as the word of the Lord portrays. It is interesting that you see that Satan always wants to attack this one specific institution of marriage. And therefore, we have this whole noise about same-sex marriage. Blasphemous. God never intended that. God intended for Adam and Eve. God never wanted Adam and Steve. I have to seek apologies if somebody by the name of Steve happens to be in the midst. But you absolutely get the point in the sense that how very specific the Lord has brought this unto himself to give us this entire aspect of Trinity. And in fact, in this particular marriage, in everything that is performed as according to the Lord, the angels are witnesses to this wonderful unity. So your marriage is not only on video, is not only streaming, but your marriage is also in terms of the Lord. Let me conclude with this, that we talk about a happy marriage, but let me tell you, there's no such thing as a very happy and effective marriage. We have to make it happy. There will be many realities in life which will go against the grain, which will be extremely difficult, and therefore, one of the things that we have to remember is lavish communication. Why do I use the word lavish? because it seems that research has proven that in the existing scenario, that a couple speak to each other for not more than 37 minutes in a whole day. And this 37 minutes are not necessarily good communication, but their debates, their differences, their arguments over temper. So therefore, I want you to remember that words are not mere framing of sentences, but words are containers. They contain love, they could contain hate, they could contain argument, but always remember that words are containers, and we may, in most difficult situations, may use words that not only hurt, but will cripple. So what would I leave with you is be careful of your communications. We didn't read 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and I'd like to conclude with this, but please when you go back home, read this again and again in the context of marriage. It tells us about love, what true love is. And if you do anything and everything but you don't have love, it's like a hollow symbol. And a good practice that I would leave with you is to replace the word love with your own names. What do I mean by that? Example, for instance, love is kind, love is gentle. Now if you replace the word love with Chris is gentle, Chris is patient, and then Tina is kind. And all those words that you see in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, let me assure you that we are not there. But once we begin to replace the word love with our own names, we will work towards that. And therefore, this is what I meant, that we plan for a wedding, but we never plan for a marriage. Weeds grow, but rice is cultivated. So in the same manner, my joy, my love, affection from not only me, but from all our families is cultivate this marriage. I love the word cultivate because cultivate is a word that also ties up with what you sow, you shall reap. We praise God for bringing you together. These are very few thoughts for us to remember that the Lord took one rib in terms of just one exclusivity. He took it from the side, so there is no question of women's empowerment. It's absolutely a question of being equal and being alongside. So may the Lord bless you and may the Lord keep you into happier times where you then build a family and a community, and we also bless the Lord for having the two families come together and now, form a larger part of the community. On a lighter note, I'd like to end with what Henry Ford, the legendary automobile manufacturer, he was asked on his 50th anniversary as to what was the secret of success of his long marriage. He said, I follow one principle both in business and in marriage, and that is stick to one model. Tina is also a short form prayer to tell you there is no alternative. May the Lord bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Share the word of God. Brother Sam Rufus, briefly, the experience of the marriage, how to bless the family. So at this time, I request John Edwin to please come forward and say a vote of thanks.
First of all, I would like to thank the Lord for making this happen. We've been planning and doing so many things together, and it has taken place. We want to thank God for this, and all those who helped in getting this marriage, this day, going and done. I want to thank all the pastors here, especially Dr. Purushottam, and all those who are on the dais here. Sam Rufus, Christopher David, Ramesh, Ravi Kumar, Satya, Chrysostom, and also Reverend Vidyasagar and Charles here, Christopher Rajendra. So all of you, thank you, and all of you who have come to attend this lovely service in the sanctuary. I want to thank the committee members for allowing us to use this sanctuary. So we thank you, Pastor, and all the committee members for allowing us this sanctuary. All the beautiful people who come to wish both Chris and Tina and parents of Chris also, we welcome them. And thank you, each one of you, coming and making this occasion beautiful. Just to inform you, after the service, there's a reception. If you've seen the program sheet, and it is at Zoroastrian Club, which is close by.
Christopher and Rebecca, please come forward and stand before me. Christopher. Sitting there. It's a wedding march. Closing prayer and benediction. As the congregation joins in singing the newly wedded couple, leads in the wedding march and move out of the sanctuary and stands at the main road. All people slowly leave this sanctuary one by one and greet and bless the newly wedded couple. So I request congregation to stand as couple view from this sanctuary. In this time, there should be showers of blessing. Our beloved Reverend Dr. G. Vidyasagar to sing the song. Before that, I request our Reverend A.D. Satya Chrysostom to come forward and lead us in closing prayer.
Let us look to the Lord. Great God, loving and living Heavenly Father, we come to your presence this evening with a heart full of thanksgiving. Lord, you choose us first, we did not choose you, Lord. Lord, you have plans for every one of us here, especially, Lord, you knew your children, Christopher and Rebecca, before they were formed in the mother's womb. Lord, until an hour ago, they were two different persons, but Lord, you made them one. Lord, we thank you, Master, for the marvelous works that you do in our lives, Father. Thank you, Master. And also, Lord, help them, Lord, to give you first priority in their lives. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of their faith. Pray to Lord to be with them, bless them. Lord, help them to understand that there will be ups and downs in life, but you remain constant. Help them, Lord, to look unto you as they lead the life, Father. Continue to bless them, and also the families, both the parents, the grandparents, Lord, and relatives and friends who are all present here, and people who couldn't make it here. Continue, Lord, to be with them and also bless them, Father. Thank you for making this so marvelous in our sight, and hope, Lord, that we have made it honorable unto you. Lord, once again I commit this newly married couple into loving and caring hands. Be with them, help them, and guide them in all the things. In In Jesus' most precious name I pray. Amen.
Bow down our heads and close your eyes for the meditation of the God. God, the Holy Trinity, make you strong in faith and love, defend you on every side, and guide you in truth and peace, and the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be among you and remain with you always. Amen. God bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Family photo this is.